I think in terms of opportunity, the pure opportunity for social media generally is that it really allows a brand a way to talk very, very directly to its user or consumer, or call it, call them what you will. And I think that, typical advertising has been you buy airtime, inventory, and you show eyeballs said inventory or airtime. The way social media works is that it's not the same. Not strictly speaking the same. You can be very targeted. You can interact with a user far more, and actually valuable. The users that like your brand are incredibly valuable at spreading word of mouth, which is this whole, I suppose the whole tenet of earned media. Spreading that word of mouth. So I think, going back to, I suppose the question is, it's really being as strategic as possible as trying to engage with the audience that like you and the audience that you want to like you, or your brand, so to speak. And so I think the biggest opportunity really is to have strategies that encompass all of that. Use the plethora of sites and avenues to do that. And actually, pardon me, to work as, so I think for marketers, to work as closely as they can with a whole breadth of agencies to have that strong story, whether it be, your media agency, your creative agency, your PR agency. It's a transmedia thing. It's not just a vertical thing, social media. It cuts across everything. So I think the where we have been, I suppose, used to working in silos previously, I think it's really about that collaboration. I think people who get that right will make the biggest strides quicker. And I think from what I heard, and from what we understand about the whole P&G, the Old Spice campaign with the man on the horse, which has become fabled now, from what I understand is that actual campaign was in the making for 5 years, far, way before Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all these sites existed, but they used those sites at the core. They wanted to talk in real time to their user, and they did exactly what they had to do at the time they launched, and they made a massive splash doing it, as opposed to, let's say, necessarily putting it offline on TV and then following up with, something else as a bolt-on. So I think that it shows how deep the strategy is, and when you get it right, how well you get it right. That's not to say you have to take 5 years to get something right. It just means that they did it in this transmedia way. The internet broadly is incredibly pure. If someone likes what you're doing, they'll tell everyone. But if someone doesn't like what you're doing, they'll also tell people. And I think there's less of that control, okay? So I think that, pardon me, the worst thing, the things to avoid would be, not having your customer at the heart of your planning process or your thinking, so to say, or your strategy. And I suppose the second thing I would say is, doing something because the next person's doing it. But that goes across, I think, marketing in general, the whole kind of lazy marketing of just copying the next person. Social media, what social media does probably more than anything else, and the internet more broadly actually does more than anything else. There are so many unique opportunities out there. You just have to find them, or actually more excitingly, make them. So, if you, Thomas, did something and I just copied you, I don't think I would come out well out of that. So it's not just about, necessarily trying to grab what's the low-hanging fruit very, very quickly. It's about thinking more broadly and thinking more deeply, and actually giving social media, the internet, more credence probably within planning, strategy, and not just see it as this thing in the ecosystem. So I think the biggest strides we've made actually in the last few years are really educating people, and actually not educating, well, educating to an extent, but more talking to people who have historically not been that close to their internet marketing. So it's about that education role, it's about getting to understand the possibilities, and it's about working closely with them to do what they can. So it's to avoid moving your focus away from the customer and laziness, I suppose, are the two biggest pitfalls, I would say.